Jake Paul has undeniably carved out a significant place for himself in the world of boxing, transcending his origins as a YouTuber to become a major figure in the sport. His controversial rise has garnered attention from fans, critics, and even world champions, as he continues to challenge more seasoned boxers, with his name frequently appearing alongside established champions in various weight classes. His most recent bout against the 58-year-old former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson garnered widespread attention, although the fight ultimately failed to live up to the hype. Tyson, showing his age, was unable to put up the kind of challenge that fans might have hoped for, allowing Paul to secure a comfortable points victory in what many saw as a one-sided contest. The focus now shifts to who Paul will face next. Many within the boxing community are voicing their interest in stepping into the ring with the 27-year-old, including notable fighters from various divisions. Among the names floating around are light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev, cruiserweight champion Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, and even IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois. These are legitimate, highly skilled fighters, each with their own titles and experience, and they all have the potential to put Paul to the test in ways he has yet to experience. However, one of the most intriguing potential matchups in Paul's career would be a showdown with the legendary Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mayweather, an all-time great and former 5-weight world champion, has long been linked to a possible fight with Paul. This connection was solidified back in 2021 when Mayweather fought Paul's older brother, Logan, in an exhibition match. The fight went the full 8 rounds without a declared winner, as exhibition bouts do not have official scoring or a final result. Despite the lack of a definitive conclusion, the bout generated immense attention, reaffirming Mayweather's marketability and status as a boxing icon, even in exhibition settings. In a recently resurfaced interview with TMZ, Mayweather was asked about his thoughts on Jake Paul's boxing abilities, and he did not hesitate to express his opinion. While acknowledging that Paul has done well in his unique position within the sport, Mayweather cautioned that the YouTuber-turned-boxer has yet to face a true, seasoned fighter. Jake Paul, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing, but when it's time to fight an actual real fighter, it's gonna be bad, Mayweather said. But one thing I like about him, one thing I do is that he's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like that. Mayweather emphasized that Paul's success thus far has been built on facing opponents from outside of professional boxing, namely MMA fighters and other YouTubers, which have allowed him to continue to look good and shine. However, Mayweather was clear that once Paul steps into the ring with a legitimate, highly skilled boxer, the dynamics would change drastically. As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, then he's going to continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, then it's not going to be that good, Mayweather predicted. This distinction between Paul's past opponents and the high level of competition in professional boxing is a critical point that many observers have made regarding Paul's rise in the sport. Despite his criticism of Paul's current path in boxing, Mayweather did not completely shut down the idea of facing Paul in a professional match. In fact, when asked about the possibility of fighting Paul in a real professional bout, Mayweather seemed open to the idea, admitting that he would be willing to give up a significant weight advantage to make the fight happen. Paul had previously stated during a podcast appearance that he was only interested in real fights, and that he would not entertain an exhibition match with Mayweather. This remark from Paul appeared to challenge Mayweather, suggesting that a legitimate, sanctioned fight would be something Paul would consider if the opportunity arose. Mayweather, ever the savvy businessman and showman, responded by expressing his willingness to engage in a real fight with Paul, even if it meant fighting at a weight disadvantage. Paul was doing a sit-down on a podcast one time and he said, "I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather," Mayweather recalled. "I'm only doing real fights. Now, of course, I can't get up that high in weight, but I'll fight him at the weight that I'm at." This comment suggests that Mayweather, who fought at welterweight during the bulk of his career, would be willing to meet Paul at a catch weight, potentially putting his skill set up against Paul's untested boxing abilities. The idea of Mayweather returning to professional boxing to face Jake Paul would undoubtedly generate massive interest, both from the boxing world and from mainstream audiences. Mayweather's legacy as one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time, coupled with Paul's rise in the sport, would make for a spectacle unlike anything seen in recent years. While Mayweather is well past his prime, having retired from professional boxing with an undefeated record, his skills and ring intelligence remain unparalleled. Facing a relatively inexperienced fighter like Paul would provide an interesting contrast of styles, and the fight would serve as a defining moment in both men's careers. As for Jake Paul, the 27-year-old seems intent on continuing to push the boundaries of his boxing career. He recently revealed that Tommy Fury, the British light heavyweight who defeated Paul in February 2023, turned down an $8 million offer to rematch him on Netflix. This development has fueled speculation about Paul's next steps, as he continues to navigate the world of professional boxing. With Paul's profile continuing to rise, and Mayweather's openness to the possibility of a real fight, the prospect of a showdown between the two remains an exciting possibility for fans. The potential fight between Mayweather and Paul is just one chapter in the ongoing saga of Jake Paul's boxing career. Regardless of the outcome of such a fight, it would be another momentous occasion for Paul, who continues to attract attention, and in some cases, criticism, for his rise in a sport traditionally dominated by lifelong competitors. Whether or not Mayweather steps back into the ring to face him, Paul is already cementing his place as a major figure in the sport, whether for better or worse.